Belgian Grand Prix. We're giving you the best news, the best gist that you need to know. Now, the first gist you need to know is Mercedes has stripped themselves of the upgrade they brought to Belgian Grand Prix. They've reverted back to the old floor. They updated the floors, but it's not working. Everything Mercedes brought, they saw that it's not working, so they are reverting back to the old one. And I think Frederic Vesti is their test driver for this year. He did some good lap times in the simulator yesterday, overnight. I think their rear wings too, they are getting back to the old one. A lot of things are changed. Back to the old one. They don't want to risk what they don't know. Now, to Red Bull, they broke the curfew yesterday. This is the first time they are breaking curfew. They have 2 curfews to break in the season. They've broken one, they still have one. So there's no penalty. They use it to do a lot of jobs on their car yesterday because they saw that those McLarens, they are flying like I'm like a bird. Also, McLaren, they now have an update on their steering that tells them the distance between the car ahead and also the distance between the car behind them. Most times they don't even need their engineers to tell them, oh, somebody's behind you or somebody's ahead of you, so they don't make mistakes or get penalties or getting them to unwantedly go and visit the steward. They've sorted that out. Now, I think other teams might look at that and see what they can do about it. But the main thing is there was little or no FP3 because the rain was raining cat and dog. It was really, really heavy, and to a point in which there was a red flag, and the red flag was caused by Lance Stroll when he went into the Rouge and had an accident, a little bit much, but he's intact, he's okay, he's in the hospital, and the car had been taken back to the garage, but it looks a little bit as an accident, but he's okay now. He's been taken to the clinic and he's been looked at, and that red flag lasted over 45 minutes before the cars came back on wet and just the practice start, run around and like that. But in that time, Max Verstappen topped the timesheet, but that is not the reality of what we're expecting tomorrow. A lot of teams have done works and challenges still between McLaren and Red Bull tomorrow. The Mercedes are unsure about what they have. Ferraris are still a growing team for this year. Let's see what they come up about. That's where the challenge is, and like I said earlier, Max Verstappen is taking a 10th-place grid penalty. So how would that affect his race? He has come back to win races like that, but I'm not sure that will work this year, and that's not looking like it will work. But certainly to be a very interesting race. The qualifying will be coming up soon. I will give you an update on the qualifying. Yeah, like Belgian weather, and as it has been for quite some years now, the qualifying went again in the rain, but not so rainy that to take wet tires. Like in the morning, they had to use wet tires at the point, but this time in the afternoon, we had to go for the hinters because it's just drizzling. The rain was expected to be much, but it was drizzling on some parts. Some parts were dry. There are lots of dry patches on the track, but it looks very interesting because when it is raining, you need to find the best time to put your car in a position in which you can qualify. If the car and the tires are not on the track at the right time, it's going to be something else. So in the Q1, nothing much done, but the Q1 gave us some interesting times, and we had drivers like Nico Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Tsunoda. Tsunoda won't really care. Seriously, won't really care. Naturally, he knows he's taking a 60 grid place penalty. Logan Sargent out and Zhou Guanyu out. Why would somebody like Tsunoda care? Whatever, he will still start at the back of the grid. Q1 and Q2 were very interesting because they were trying to get the best times out of themselves. But unfortunately, we can see the guys that were not rightly on the right tires out. Lance Stroll was able to sniffle his nose in. Alex Albon also. Lewis Hamilton also in 13. Lando Norris 12. Valtteri Bottas 11. Fernando Alonso 10. And there were some surprises with Oscar Piastri and Pierre Gasly setting the best times in Q1. It looks very interesting. Q2, we had Albon out by 30,000 tenths of a second. Pierre Gasly out, Daniel Ricciardo out, Valtteri Bottas out, and Lance Stroll out, which gave us a beautiful setup for the Q3. The Q3, the Mercedes came out on their best tires to start with, and they're like, they'll do a prep lap, a full run, a cool down lap, then another full run. So they were on I4, but I think what Mercedes reverted to cannot be seen if it is working or not until the race tomorrow. But I think they had a better look or a better grip on what they were looking at. Max Verstappen still showing that he's in command. Unused tires, set great pace, and gave it some beautiful P1 lap. And from his P1 lap, we had other drivers struggling to get with his teammate. Sergio Perez doing a good job in the rain. Lewis Hamilton third, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, George Russell, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon. But on their second run, Max Verstappen with a very shiny better tire, Carlos Sainz, Leclerc on the better tire, but Fernando Alonso on the better tire, but others were on the used tires trying to run it all over again. But Lewis Hamilton had a better grip of it, was able to qualify in 4th position. Max Verstappen still held his position in number 1, but he'll be taking a 10 grid place penalty, which makes him qualify 11th. Charles Leclerc will inherit the pole position after giving a good qualifying, but was 6/10 behind Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez 3rd, but will be inheriting the 2nd position, and Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, George Russell, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon in that format. But will Max Verstappen be able to show us that he has the dominant speed like he has always done in Belgium Belgium for the past 3 years that he has been coming to Belgium. He has taken pole, but penalties on engine will take him back off the grid. He's the Belgian descent, while Lando Norris too is a Belgian descent. Will the two of them be able to show us that the Belgian blood in them will give a fight, and a good fight for tomorrow? The McLaren will surely trend and do a better job in the dry tomorrow, but we hope to see a better race from these drivers tomorrow and see how they will set up history and make sure we have a good race tomorrow. Up until tomorrow for the main Grand Prix, but I can tell you I'm predicting McLaren, Mercedes, and possibly a Ferrari tomorrow. Perez will do a good job, but I don't see how we can put all those guys under pressure because he's losing his ego. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.